This season is said to be one of the most intense in recent memory, and the odds are someone who's never won a driver's title will be taking the biggest prize in motorsport this season. McLaren, Ferrari and Mercedes could all offer a challenger to Max Verstappen, and over at the Silver Arrows, they're getting ready for the battle. George Russell and Andrea Kimi Antonelli are prepared to fight like the good old days, and the sharpness of the elbows on show this season might surprise some newer fans. Today, I'll check out what George Russell has to say about his feud with Max Verstappen and how Antonelli could be the next Lewis Hamilton, so don't go anywhere. Thanks to Drive to Survive, Formula One's fanbase has exploded over the past half a decade. For many newer fans, 2021 is their only experience of a proper title fight. Before and after that, the Drivers' Championship has been relatively uncontested. Post-2021, Verstappen has opened an early lead and continued to stretch it as the season has gone on. Prior to 2021, Hamilton was completely uncontested and pretty much free to do whatever he wanted. Hamilton, in particular, never really had to get his elbows out. There was never a period where race after race he had to battle with a rival. Fans forgot that Hamilton used to be one of the most aggressive drivers in the sport, and the people used to love him for it. This season, everything is set for an actual title battle. All the talk of performance converging, Red Bull powers waning, and teams getting ready for a titanic title fight has to be true, doesn't it? A proper back-and-forth title race. Not one driver holding the best part of a 100-point lead all season. I'm talking race after race, with two or more drivers fighting for the win, battling for every position and getting their elbows out to hold any advantage. A title fight like the old days. Who is that going to come from, though? Could it be Leclerc versus Norris? Will Verstappen have a say? Can Hamilton settle into Ferrari quick enough to be involved? Will Mercedes be a factor? Well, by the sounds of things, they're definitely planning on it, and if they have the car to get into a fight at the front, Antonelli is ready to replicate the combative driving of old-school champions like Schumacher, Senna, and an early Lewis Hamilton. This weekend's Australian Grand Prix will see an Italian driver touted as a future F1 champion, who grew up an hour away from Maranello, make his F1 debut for Mercedes, which seems like a huge missed opportunity for the Scuderia. Before setting his sights on Australia, Kimi remembered where it all began in a recent interview. He recalled the video call last summer in which the Mercedes bosses announced that he would be the one to drive Mercedes in 2025. I was at home with my parents and I made this video call, and there were Toto, James Allison, Bradley, all the big ones. Toto got straight to the point and said to me, "I don't want to make you wait. Next year you'll be our F1 driver." I didn't sleep that night. I spent 2 hours staring at the ceiling. This is the step that all junior drivers dream of making. But despite the lifelong journey he's already been on to make it here, the final step is the biggest. After his announcement as an official driver, the 2006-born driver from Bologna took part in 2 free practice sessions, where he said he immediately understood what it means to race against drivers of the caliber of Max Verstappen. "I've already noticed how ruthless Max is. For example, in FP1 in Mexico, I was preparing for this lap, and he pulled a brake on me right in the last sector on the last lap. You have no friends out there. You have to be respected because it is also a way to gain respect from others. Obviously respecting the rules, but you have to show that you're not there to play, you are serious." If Mercedes have a competitive car this season, then Antonelli could be a surprise package for the rest of the frontrunners. If he's serious about what he's saying, if he does go out and show the rest of the drivers that he is there to be taken seriously, then he could add a sharp edge to the fight for podiums, which has been lacking at times over the past few years. Of course, if any driver at Mercedes is expected to succeed in a title fight, it is George Russell. He has the experience over Antonelli and has at times shown some serious pace and racing nous. His win in Belgium came on the back of his own strategy call, and if he'd picked up more marbles on the way back to the pits instead of celebrating his win, his car could have been heavy enough to avoid disqualification. Russell also showed last season that he isn't afraid of the fight on track or off it. His antics in the steward's office at the end of last season made him the enemy of Max Verstappen, and that growing rivalry is set to continue this season. Before I talk about it and see how George intends to continue that fight this season, if you're enjoying the video and want to catch all the news and analysis of the upcoming season, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to F1 Reverse. Thanks a lot. George Russell and Max Verstappen dominated headlines at the end of the 2024 season due to an off-track feud that was started by the Mercedes driver. The battle between them in 2025 could be intense, as Russell has said there's no love lost between the two. However, the fight between them is about more than F1 glory. Toto Wolff has made no secret of the fact he would love Max Verstappen to drive for his Mercedes team. George Russell is out of contract at the end of 2025 as well, and if Verstappen does decide he is done with Red Bull, then Mercedes will be the hot favourites to sign him, probably at George Russell's expense. Russell is aware of this as a potential scenario, but professes not to be remotely concerned about it. "I don't think there's any pressure whatsoever," he says. "All I need to do is continue doing what I'm doing, continue doing what I've done my whole career, so that changes nothing. And it's not even something I'm thinking about, because I 100% back myself. It's as simple as that. You perform and everything will be there for you. I want to go up against the best. I don't feel that my ability is in question." George might claim to not be thinking about it, but his war of words with Verstappen last season means the media won't let him forget it. Verstappen said George is a backstabber, that he brings all this stuff up, he's just a loser, and George lies and pastes all kinds of things together that aren't true. Russell said, "Max has been enabled because nobody stood up to him. He cannot deal with adversity. He slams his whole team and loses the plot." That doesn't sound like something that either driver won't be thinking about. In fact, in recent interviews, Russell has doubled down on the new rivalry. It all started in the stewards' room in Qatar at a hearing that led to the Red Bull driver being given a one-place grid penalty and being demoted from pole position to second place behind Russell's Mercedes. Verstappen said he had lost all respect for Russell, adding, "I've never seen someone trying to screw someone over that hard." In the 3 months since those opening comments, the two have not made up. Russell says, "I wasn't going to just stand and be bullied around. People seem to always back down to him, and that's just not how I go about my business. I'm not there to be best mates with a world champion. I'm here to win, and that's his mentality as well. There's no love lost. I've never been scared to race against Max. I've always put up a fight." As fans, that is exactly what we want to hear. We want to see drivers who are willing to put up a fight, drivers who are going to give us hard battling on track, and drivers who are going to make the racing unmissable. Will Mercedes have the car to make that happen though? Well, that's the million-dollar question. In just a few days we'll find out the answer, and personally, I cannot wait. Are you excited to see what Antonelli can do this season? Is Verstappen and Russell's growing rivalry going to spill over on track? And will Mercedes have the car to make it happen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and until next time, drive safe and bye for now.